Mm-hmm. Hi, Blackhawk. How you doing? I'm doing good. Started a little early tonight. Hopefully get some people in here. How are things going in Vegas? Hey, Patriot. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Be right back. I'm going to grab my coffee. I think it finished. Ooh. Whoa. Blackbird, welcome. Hope everybody's having a great day. Wait for more people to get in here. And one of these days, I got to learn how to throw stuff on here so you can look at it, because I want to talk about the new Minelab xterra tonight. For those that are into metal detecting, and this is going to be a great new machine coming out. So, you had a pretty good hunt the last time, Blackbird. Some rings, that's nice. That's one thing. Of course, I don't do any beach detecting, but I never ran across a whole lot of rings. Once in a while. John, Finders Keepers. I saw you watched Iffy's video the other day. Danny, how you doing? You watched it too. That new xterra Pro. I'm getting one. For that price, if you go to Big Boy Hobbies, they got a list there of everything that Iffy was talking about. Jim Steele, hello. So for $270, I can use Equinox coils. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, it is a crazy deal, John. I saw that, and 8 kilohertz in beach mode. Hello, Alice. Switchable from 5, 10, and 15. I mean, it's everything I wanted in the Vanquish. The Vanquish didn't have. It's waterproof. Has a manual ground balance. I like the idea that the iron is still minus 19 to 0, and then 1 to 99 is all non-ferrous. I like that. So, Cynthia, how you doing, darling? Yeah, so for like $270, that xterra is going to be a heck of a deal. What I understand, they're going after the. Took them long enough, but they're this is targeting the simplex people. Yeah, I mean, so you can't run all the frequencies at once. Who cares? You got 3 separate frequencies for park and field. Got the one for beach. Yeah, that's what they say, John. Good. Hi, NorCal Digger. Yeah, I mean, for the price, $270 for a waterproof machine. It can use already existing coil from another machine. Has multiple frequencies. So you can't really fine tune it like a Knox. How often do you really change that stuff up? I mean, You know? So yeah, I mean, I look at it this way: it's $10 cheaper than what I paid for my 440 Vanquish, and a lot more machine than what I got with the 440 Vanquish. So. But the fact that, let's see, it comes with 3 coils for it, plus you can use the Equinox coils. That means like there's, what, 7 or 8 different coils you can get for the thing already? Mark the Berg Hunter. Yeah, Danny. It is. It's a crossover of the Nox and the Vanquish. Yeah, the beach mode, the 2 beach modes only run at 8 kilohertz. But so, I mean, watching Iffy switch, single frequency showing us. That's one thing I didn't like about the Vanquish. I don't know. I was reading somewhere, somebody said, "Oh, you can switch the Vanquish to single frequency." Well, I know you can't on the 440. I don't know about the 540. Yeah, you just can't use the Vanquish coils. Connector's different. Yeah. But Tom, how you doing? Tom Riley's in the house. Welcome. Oh, it is worth it. $270. That's a no-brainer. It's like, dang, that's a heck of a lot of machine for $270.
Hey, Bill.
How you doing?
Good, yourself?
Good.
Here you're talking about that kick-ass machine, huh?
Oh, man. Iffy Signals put out a video on it yesterday or day before.
Really?
And yeah, because he does testing when they come out. And
yeah.
And it runs 4 frequencies, 8 kilohertz for beach, and you can switch it between 5, 10, and 15. Noise canceling, ground balance. It has the shaft like the Vanquish, and its coils like the Vanquish, but it uses Equinox coils too.
Wow.
And it's $270.
So you're gonna get that instead of the Legend?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that's a no-brainer. I mean,
Yep.
So, I mean, Minelab makes good machines now that they've got it. All their stuff figured out, like no leaking. Tabs not breaking on the coils, that kind of stuff.
What's up, Dan, Tom, Jim, John, Danny, Tom, Danny, Alice?
John's even thinking of getting one for that price. I mean,
who, John?
Yeah, Finders Keepers John. He's thinking. I mean, a couple of people even said, "Hey, I'll just buy one as a throwaway. My backup detector."
For that price, yeah.
Especially if they've already got the Nox 6 or 800 and you can put those coils on it, why not? And I mean, I was watching Iffy hit a 10-inch nickel. It did it pretty good in 10 kilohertz, but when he switched to 15, it hit it loud and clear.
Nice.
So $270 machine. That's good.
Thanks, Dan. Oh, you're going to sell the Simplex, John. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Simplex is a good machine. The only thing I ever had against the Simplex is the tones. I just don't like those screechy tones. I know some people don't mind it, but I just, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard to me. It's like, oh no.
I hear you. Yep. That's the reason I stopped using the Garrett Ace 300. I just couldn't take the dong 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 ding 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 dong dong. It was just too much.
But I love the Minelab tones. So that's like Technetics. I love the Technetics, except when you use pinpoint.
Yeah. The Legends tones are pretty nice too. I like them. They remind me of the Nox.
Yeah. Like I said, I got 2. I got a Bounty Hunter Land Ranger Pro and the Eurotech. And when you put them things in pinpoint, it just drives me nuts. I cannot stand that tone in pinpoint on their machines. But it is what it is.
Hey, keep digging it, Marty. Yeah, keep digging it, metal detecting, and I agree. The Garrett tones.
Yeah. Hi, Marty Vistrel. How you doing? Hi, Loretta. Yeah, I mean, for $270 plus tax, if that's still under three, that's right around three bills.
Right.
Yeah. And only that, I've got, oh, speaking, there's Iffy Signals. Hey, Mike, we're just talking about
Right.
great video on the xterra Pro, dude.
Was your ears burning, bud?
Yeah. Rob, Rocky Mountain.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, so as soon as they hit the market, I want one.
Hey, Randy.
Hello, Randy. How you doing?
Yeah, I was watching. What's her name? Delic from.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's. It's supposed to be like a facelift for the Legend.
Oh, and they're coming out with 3 different simplexes too.
Yep.
And it's like, but what I've seen of that xterra Pro, it's gonna run circles around the simplex. So.
Hey, you know what? That just makes it better for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because then we get a better machine. Looks like the prices are going in the right direction. Down instead of up.
Up, yeah. I mean,
so who really wins in the end? We do.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, I know everybody wants the 900 and the Manicord. It's like, I get back to California. You know how good a detector that can go 15, 16, 17 inches will do for me? It won't. There's just no places I could dig that deep, without a pickaxe. So, and a breaker bar. So it's not worth it.
You see what John said? If I hear her say competitor one more time.
Cynthia says her simplex sounds like an angry goose. Yeah, it does. I mean, like I said, I know they're great machines, but that was the one thing I couldn't stand. I just couldn't go out and hunt for 4 or 5 hours with them tones. I just couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. That's what drives me nuts when somebody does a metal detecting video and they just keep their pinpointer going and goes, okay, you found the coin, dig it, and shut that thing off.
Or they sit there and go, just constantly swinging over it for like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
It's right there. Dig it. You know how deep it is. You got an idea what it is. Just dig it. Stop swinging it.
Hi, Mandy. Yeah, just dig the damn thing,
Yep. Mandy. Yeah, just dig the damn thing, get it over with.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain, you're right. It was all about learning the tones. And like John and Finders Keepers can tell you, the old Tesoros and a lot of them only had one tone. So, and people go, how can you do with that? Well, if you listen to real close, different types of metal and different shapes, it was called breaking. Once you went past the item, when it let off the tone, it would squeak different, or however you want to put it. But you got to learn to listen for that. And you go, that's a piece of iron. Oh, that's a coin. I mean, I got okay at it, but I knew guys that could tell you, oh, yeah, that's going to be a quarter. That's going to be a dime. That's a bottle cap. They could tell every time. Just dig the damn thing.
Yeah. That's a good channel, John. You should rename your channel. I like that.
I like that. And selectable frequencies. Yeah. If he says, I love that selectable frequency. That's the 3 things I didn't like about the Vanquish: not weather or waterproof, no manual ground balance, and it ran all of its frequencies and you couldn't switch it to one.
Oh, really?
Hi, Pat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you might be able to run the 540. I don't know, with 440, it's just very small. So. I know it. I mean, I know when you switch from like relic to coin and stuff, it's changed things up, but I'm not exactly sure what it changed up. So it might have ran maybe just 2 frequencies in one of them or something, but you couldn't just switch to one by yourself. So,
wow.
Oh, and Rob at Rocky Mountain, the first pinpointers that came out, and I've got an old Centec around here somewhere. If it wasn't touching the piece of metal, it wasn't beeping. So they really sucked.
Sound like my first one, the Bounty Hunter, most cheapest,
They still make those. Oh, yeah, the one you got to be within a half inch before it beeps. Yeah. Yeah, they still make those things. And they want like 40 or $50 for them. It's like, you
No,
gotta
okay.
be kidding.
I'll go buy one of those Chinese cheap Garrett knockoffs first.
Yeah.
Toss in your card machine. Hey, Looter.
Excuse me. Hi, Looter 8. How you doing? Hi, Otis.
Oh, Otis, there he's Otis.
But yeah, I like the trend. If they keep doing this, companies keep doing this, coming out with better machines at a cheaper price. Hey, I'm all for that. But at first, when it first came out, and all the things were saying, and like they said in China, their equivalent they pay in China's $769. I thought that wouldn't make sense here with the xterra Pro. Why would it be more than the Knox 700? You know?
Yeah, I don't know too much about international money rates. I just worry about the dollar.
Well, that means for some reason, even though China produces most of the goods in the world, our currency is still worth a lot more than theirs. So.
Oh yeah.
But,
Yep. If he said what the new xterra, same charger, same waterproof headphones and coils, I guess as a Knox.
oh yeah.
Nice.
Pretty soon, a dozen A's will be more than knock the flagship machine. Could be true. Yeah, Mike. When I saw your video on the xterra Pro, that told me right there. For that price, I want one. I mean,
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
Hey, NorCal. Mm-hmm.
I think that will put a hurt to the Simplex sales.
So I guess we're going to have to hear Dialect say competitor more often. You up for that, John?
But I couldn't. They still have the basic Simplex machine with the cheap shaft.
Yeah.
And then they go to the next one up, or one's a kid's, and then the top one will have a carbon fiber shaft. So it's still basically the same control unit on them all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Bluetooth too. What? The base one, no Bluetooth, but the middle one and the top one, Bluetooth.
If he says that's their goal, so their goal is to go after the Simplex, huh? I believe it. Gag me.
Danny says he will not buy an Anoka detector.
Well, Danny, I was thinking of getting a Legend, but after seeing the xterra, it's like, I'll just go that route.
Well, like you said, Bill, it's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah. Half the price. Well, yeah, right around half the price of the Legend, just the standard Legend. So.
Yeah, very true, Mike. Yep.
Yep. Any publicity is good publicity.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're going to talk down somebody else's product over your own, they're going to go check it out.
You know it.
Oh, Danny, you have bought a Nocta detector, though, Danny. You've got Vanquishes. That's Nocta macro. Or no, that's mine.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Getting confused there. But
you take too much of your medication, buddy.
I think I did. But no.
Martin, we'd all be screwed.
The Legends have your I think it's 2.9 pounds on the xterra Pro, which that's lightweight. And that's with the 12-inch coil. So when you put a smaller coil on it, it's going to be lighter. what are you talking about, Rob, at Rocky Mountain?
That's true. True, John. Yep.
Minelab's
Over
made
here.
in Malaysia, and the Nocta macros are made in Turkey. Now, people are going to get mad. Now, you see if he says Garrett Fisher Finders. Hate to tell you, people, and everybody hears Garrett to think, oh, American made. Well, remember a while back they came out, China put out a whole bunch of knockoffs of the MD 250 that everybody loved. Well, that's because for years now, Garrett's had a factory over there where when they get behind, because their big thing in the States is making the stuff for airports, the walk-through machines and the lawns. They would have China basically build their circuit boards and other parts. Steel chainsaws, everybody does it. So the thing is, you open up one of those MD 250s from China that doesn't have, and you can see where they made a whole bunch of Garrett 250 motherboards and they ground the Garrett name off of them so they couldn't get nailed.
Wow.
Yeah, we opened one up and it was all Garrett. The only thing they did different, they made the coils cheaper on theirs to keep the price down on them. But
I did not know that, Bill.
oh yeah, steel chainsaws. One comes out of China, same orange and white color, says Forester on it. Some cheaper parts on it, but it comes out of the same factory. They make the Forester and the Still right next to each other in the Still factory.
Wow.
Because like China's like Mexico. Yeah, Americans own so much of the company, but the majority of it is owned by the Chinese. Same in Mexico. You can only own 49% of a company if you're from another country.
Right.
So they can basically do that and get away with it. Of course, it comes over here and somebody thinks they got a Garrett and they try to get it service, they'll confiscate it. But
yeah, keep digging it, swing what you like.
what people don't realize is like mechanical patents. It's almost impossible to get a patent on something mechanical nowadays. It has to be new and innovative. Otherwise, you can't get a patent on it.
Hey, Shane.
Shane, Ohio. How you doing?
Hey, Mary.
Who is making money on the same? Well, it's like, okay, Mark, remember I got that, I won that Panchy or whatever it was called, and you gave it to Ken. That same detector comes in different colors and different names. The Chinese are real good about, they make a million of them and throw other people's names on them.
Yep, that's it. Yep, I agree, man, because I don't remember the names of the other ones, but I remember just leafing through Amazon one day, and I'm like, well, that's a pancake. That's the same as a pancake. That's the same as a pancake.
Yeah. Well, that's like the T2 you got. They got an exact Chinese knockoff, and they tested it against the American T2, and the difference was they made the coil cheaper, and it had a lot of EMI interference, but they put the American coil on, it worked, and it worked just like the American T2. So
that's what I was just going to ask you, if you could change the coils of the two.
Yep. I mean, they're identical. They just got a different name on them. They also make a copy of the G2 and the F75s. But what they do is, I think they tweak the software enough to where they can't get nailed for copyright infringement. Because, like I said, on the mechanical part, none of these companies have patents on it. You can't get a patent because there's nothing new about a coil or a control box or the shaft. So all they can control is the software through copyright.
That's cool, John. Yeah, I like mine. I like my Legend. I do.
I like that. Love the Vanquish 540. Great for people who like simple. My father's main machine is not progress from a flip phone. What I'm looking at, another thing, there's one company, but it's still their first generation. They make a shaft and everything, but then you download their software to your phone and make a detector.
Wow.
But they want $700 for that, and it's single frequency. And I mean, yeah, like it's first generation. They've been out about it a year and a half, 2 years now, but they haven't really upgraded anything. So it's like, it doesn't go anywhere. It's not worth it. The price needs to come down.
Tracy.
Yep, iffy. That's the 540s, just they're baby Knoxes, but they work.
Yep. Yeah, I almost got the Vanquish over the Knox 600, but I was talking to the 100 GT. He's just like, Mark, just get the 600.
Yeah. What was it, $100 price difference?
Yeah, he's just you'll be more happier. I was. Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Danny, you got a 340 to 540. You really don't need a 440.
I was thinking the same
540 is the same thing with more adjustments. So it wouldn't make sense to get one.
And Dan, how hard do you want your wife to slap you when you bring in another detector in the house?
Yeah, I mean, the 540 is the same. You got a few more adjustments. You've got the switchable iron bias, which the 440 doesn't. And other than that, plus the 540 is more upgradable on, USB. The 440 is pretty much, there's nothing they can do with it. And the 340, so.
I can't say, John. I cannot say what the price was.
Yeah. Yeah, but Danny, it would make more sense for you to get the xterra because the 440 is actually more money and not as good. So, plus you've got the 700, Knox 700. You can use that coil on the xterra. Yeah, Big Boy Hobbies has it listed on their page, and it goes down through all the features. So,
what, the xterra?
Yeah, the xterra Pro. They're the only one I've seen where it's listed. So, just says not in stock right now, but from what they're saying, I guess another month and a half, it should be hitting the stores.
Like Dan, Talisha heard you, and her answer would be, I would not ever see the box again, but I would feel it in a spot I would not like.
So Dan, I guess that means no more detectors for you?
Otis is thinking about getting
no. I was just saying there's the only one where I've seen it listed. I was looking just to see, all about it, plus if the price was right. And it says manufacturer suggested retail price $269.99. But
if that's the suggested price, I wonder what a dealer could get it for you for.
Don't know. I know one time, I don't know about Minelab, but I know I talked to a couple of people that dealt Garrett's, and if Garrett found out you're selling it in their lowest manufacturer suggested retail price, they pulled the machines from them.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't want it going lower than that. So
that's stupid. I don't think so either, Dan.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea, Dan, unless you like living in the parking lot.
With a box up your butt.
Yeah, the box up your butt.
Mike says, if you're paying more than $1,300 for a D2, call another dealer.
Otis, check out the Xterra Pro first, because the Simplex Ultra still only has one frequency.
And the Xterra is going to be cheaper, I believe.
Yep, because what is they're $289 now for the Simplex, $269 or less for the Xterra Pro, multiple frequencies.
Free Q. Only Jason. What's up, Jason? Beard.
Beard, hello. Thanks for being here. And, yeah. Hi, Dave. Yeah, that would be nice if you could use the Vanquish coil, Danny. Since I already got one, but once I get one, if I really like it, I'll probably end up getting rid of the Vanquish. You know that? I don't know. I really do like the Vanquish, though. My only problem is I might forget that one's waterproof and one isn't, or weatherproof and go out in a rainstorm with the Vanquish by mistake.
Oof, yeah.
Backbreaking metal ticking, welcome.
Oh.
Which I wouldn't want to do, but
Backbreaking, hello.
Robster. Mr. Rob.
Skeleton King Air Coins, hello.
Hi, Skeleton King. How you doing? Yeah. He's got a great channel showing you different air coins and stuff they find
really?
change.
Crazy about Mercury. It's from, but
Hello, Diana.
Out loud. If I dig enough clad, I'm going to buy the Xterra, or if I dig enough scrap gold, whatever, I will be getting it. Oh man.
I would sell another one first, Danny. Just be on the safe side. If you haven't got one you haven't used in a while.
I think Dan was setting me up or something, buddy.
Oh.
The first sentence said, Mark, read it out loud.
Come out swinging. Hello. 26 people in the house. Thank you all.
Nice.
But
anything I can do to help, Dan. You know me.
Thanks, Mark. I'm getting the death stare.
Yeah. Anytime, buddy.
Oh, you didn't tell Alicia about the one you ordered and you're going to hide it under the... Oh, never mind.
Deej.
Hello, Deej. How you doing? Yeah. And it's like, I mean, for the longest time, I was a diehard bounty hunter fan, and I wanted to get the Time Ranger Pro, but then I thought about it. It's like, nah, it's a lot of money for. I mean, it's a good machine, but with Minelab and Nocta Macro, it's just. You know,
And I have to admit,
go ahead.
Big boys want big boys toys.
Yeah.
So you want something with a little more bells and whistles.
Yeah. That's like the only reason I picked up the Eurotech, because I got a hell of a deal on it. But, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't worry about it, Diana. A lot of people sleep through Rob's show. Only kidding, Rob.
I know I do.
But, yeah, so I'm hoping to come out soon with that Xterra, though. I really, really want.
I'm guessing no time frame yet.
They said spring, which is just around the corner.
Yeah.
So.
What, end of the month, if I'm correct, right?
The 20th or 21st, I believe, is when it starts. But I'm thinking more like maybe the middle to the end of spring. I mean, it'd be great because I got Amazon Prime. If it comes up on there, I can just buy it on monthly payments.
That's right. They did start that. No fee pay or something.
Yep. 0 interest. Yeah. Oh. So, Rob, come up and tell us how you did at trivia. Whether you crashed and burned or what do you want? He's coming up slow and figured he crashed and burned.
That's true, John. It has been like spring here. It's weird weather, man.
God, I wish it was here. We had 80 degrees yesterday and it's like 50 today. Tomorrow it's going to be colder and windy, and it's like it just can't make up its mind what it wants to do.
Yeah, but yeah. A lot of times here too, it'd be like bright and sunny, and you look outside and you go, man, is it going to be hot? And you step outside and you're, holy crap, it's cold.
Yeah. That's one thing I do miss about California. If it's cold, it would just be cold for a month.
Yeah.
Then it would be hot. Then it would be fires, but at least it was consistent.
Yeah, hot and fire, just consistent. Well, they don't have summer season over here, right? They have fire season.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, at least it was consistent. You know, you're going to be burning for 2 months. What's it look like out today? I don't know. I can't see through the smoke.
Yeah. Really, Cynthia, you mowed the lawn today. Holy smokes.
Wow. Gold Painting Dutchie. Hello. Welcome.
Hello. Spring. No, I know you could, Dan. You're a beast when it comes to clad.
Yeah. You find more in 1 year than I found in 40 years of detecting.
Oh, Crazy about Mercury cut her grass 2 days ago.
Wow. That's our allergies, huh, Diana? Yeah, same here. Oh, and what's really weird, I mean, I'm still in the same town, but I just moved like a few miles away.
Yeah.
And the mold allergies here are way worse than they were at the other place.
Wow.
So,
hey, Mark.
Mark Thomas, hello.
There's a guy we got to try to get up on live stream one day.
Yeah, he won't do it.
Yeah. He's like Matt.
Yeah, just won't do it.
Speaking of allergies, mine are acting up now.
I guess I'm going to end up getting shots because that ragweed, tree, grass, everything's bothered me anymore. So
wow.
And I don't understand how that works because I was looking it up. It's the same medicines that you take in pill form, but for some reason the shots work much better. I don't get that, but you know.
Yeah, the only thing I can come up with is maybe because it's going directly into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
With the shots, but
yeah, because I you know, the doctor I go to won't do it, but he'll send me to an allergist, and I started looking at it. And well, it's the same thing I'm already taking. Why isn't it do it? But everybody I've talked to that gets the shots say they work a lot better. So yeah, it would be, John. We'd love to see Matt up on screen one time at least. It's like, oh, it only took Cynthia 3 or 4 years to get up on screen.
Yeah, sure.
A couple times hasn't been back.
Yep.
Talk to my agent, says Mark. I didn't know Bozo the Clown was still in business.
Oh,
Nathan, hello.
Nathan.
I got to get some coffee.
Oh, God, he's leaving me here alone.
Like, okay.
Out West Mill. Hey, Greg. What's up, buddy? Diane, I was the same way. I hated being on camera, hated my picture taken. The more I did YouTube, the more I got used to the camera. Now look at me on live stream.
And here's the Robster.
Oh, is he here?
Coming up right now.
Robbie.
Rob,
Hi, guys.
how you doing?
I'm here.
That's a good answer.
Got the results of my MRI today, and let's just say it wasn't good.
Oh
Oh,
no.
But based on the advice of counsel, I've been asked to pretty much have a gag order run it on YouTube. So
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
like I won't be talking too much more about my crash.
Yeah, understood. Been there, done that. Oh,
But
Yep.
still working with my chiropractor 2 to 3 times a week, and some areas of the pain are getting better, but we'll take it from there.
yeah, not the back, man. That hurts like hell.
hope other things are going better. How'd trivia go? Did you go to trivia tonight?
Oh, we crashed and burned.
You
Well,
called
we
it, Bill.
We were tied. We were tied for 5th at the end of the regular 10 rounds, and the bonus question was, it was a tough one tonight. They gave 5 Superman titles, and you had to put them in order from the oldest to the newest.
I would
And I did real good on the first 2. I was 2 for 2 on the first 2, and then we crashed and burned on the other 3.
Yeah.
You had Superman Returns, Quest for Peace, Justice League Knew Something,
Oof.
Man of Steel, and a 5th one. And you had to put all 5 of those in order from the latest to the newest.
Nathan. All right, brother. As soon as this hip gets better, I'm getting a bike.
So Bill, I came in a little bit late, but have you been talking about the new xterra Pro?
Yes, I have. Did you get on Big Boy Hobbies and look at the stats?
Yes, I did, sir. I got all excited when you said that, and I've actually found 2 websites that actually show that at $269, but they both say the same thing: unknown date of shipping.
Yeah, from what I understand, it will be spring, this spring. But
Well, like I heard you and Mark talking about, spring starts in like 10 days.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm figured more like middle to the end of spring.
Yes.
So
What's really interesting is I found a website because I'm trying to find out when spring break's coming to Clearwater Beach so I can start, because my spring break videos with some scantily clad lovely ladies get me some very good views. So I've been trying to figure out when it comes. So I found a website that lists every major college in America and when their spring breaks are.
there you go. Oh, not to change the subject from, but did you watch Iffy Signal's video on the xterra Pro?
No, I have not, but I was going to leave him a comment here saying that you told me about it, and I'm going to go check it out.
Good.
So he got one in early from them?
Yes, to test.
The tester.
Great video. Oh, and Mike and Nathan, I know you guys love Harleys, but I'm getting an Indian. That's always been my favorite motorcycle.
America's first motorcycle.
Oh, if he says from what he hears, they are on the way. Awesome.
But then I like what John said. We've heard that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny Boy, when the Knox first came out, the 800 or the 6 and the 800 came out, I wanted the 800 for the gold features because at the time, Denise and I had access to property in Georgia right near where the original gold rush was before the 49er rush. So I wanted the 800 for the gold ability, and nobody could get it. And I went to get on the list with Calico, and Calico wanted you to pay up front before they even came in, Mark.
Forget that. Screw that.
And I
idea.
said, yeah, that's exactly what I said. Forget that shit. So I left my phone number with like 5 different metal detector stores all across the country. And I can't remember the name of, but a place up in Pennsylvania called me a few months later, and he goes, hey, you were like 5th on my list for a Knox 800, but I called the first 4 people, and they either all got it or they decided they didn't want it. But I've got 1-800 here. And I said, here's my credit card number. And the guy had it to me in 2 days.
Sweet.
But yeah, you shouldn't have to prepay for something that they can't even give you a date when it comes in.
Yeah,
Nope.
no.
No, I
So,
agree, man.
So I've let my supplier know, Bill, my channel support sponsor, Detector Warehouse. I sent him a note yesterday saying, please let me know as soon as you guys get the 900s in, because I'm interested in 900. I sold my 600, Bill.
Cool.
You
To
did.
Jim, wasn't it?
Do what?
No,
Who'd you
that was
sell it
me,
to?
Bill.
That was Mark sold it to Jim. Who'd you sell yours to, Robert?
A guy in my club named Jerry.
Oh, cool.
He's been using I think a Vanquish, and he's wanted a Knox ever since he could afford it. And I gave him a deal. He got a good deal, and I got a good deal. It was the 600 that got wet when it was under warranty, so they sent me a brand new one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the coil ear cracked, so they sent me a brand new coil. So they were still brand new in the box. I'd never even taken them out of the box from Minelab. And then when obviously I got the shaft broken on the 800, my channel sponsor sent me a new shaft. So when Jerry called, we did the deal. I had also gotten from Minelab was running a deal where if you bought the 600, they threw in the 800 headphones, the wireless, for free.
Nice.
They were brand new in the box. I'd never even taken the seal off, so they were sealed in the box. And then I went and bought a brand new pair of wired. So when he picked them up for me, I had the box there, everything disassembled, new in the box, and everything had never been used before. It was like buying a brand new Knox, but only having like 4 months left of warranty on it. And I sold it to him for $400 cash.
Good deal.
Nice.
So he got a machine for almost half price. I got some cash in that I could save towards my new 900, and I'm still going to have to fight with the insurance company to get the 800 reimbursed because I just found out it also cracked my stock coil.
Ugh.
And besides breaking the shaft in half, and the control pod, if you pick it up and you detach it from the shaft and you shake it, it rattles inside. So I am not going to be putting that in the water anymore.
No. Well, Rob, what you need, not only get the 900, but get the xterra because it uses the Equinox coils and the headphones and all that crap.
Yep, Bill, when you told me about it, I started reading it, and you told me that, and that's a pretty cool selling feature that you can use the Knox coils with it.
Yep.
There you go, Danny boy.
Hey, be back in a few, guys.
All right, Mark.
Okay, Mark, we'll be here. I hope. But
My club president just got to knock the legend because at that price, he doesn't care if he gets it wet at the beach, but he's going to try and start using that at the beach in the water because of all the problems he's heard about the Equinox.
yeah. Well, hopefully with the 7 and 900 and the Manicore, all that's behind them now.
I hope so too. I mean, I got to admit that the control pod case looks much, much more rugged.
Yeah. I like that two-tone color on the xterra too. That olive drab and black goes well together. Yeah, Otis, I would get the xterra Pro over the new Simplex. More machine for less money.
When you told me 279, Bill, I was actually almost in disbelief.
269
or 269. There you go.
Rob, you're making me hungry, buddy.
Mark, this is my happy to be alive this week. Screw the diet, peanut butter and jelly.
So you're making me hungry.
Rob, if my first chocolate peanut butter ooey gooeys come out good, I'll send you some.
Buddy, if they come out good, we will be trying that recipe, sir.
Yeah, I got to try that ooey gooey. That sounds delicious.
Well, they got different kinds. I mean, they may, I guess one started, and there must be 20 or 30 different recipes for try different ones and pick the ones you like the best.
That's right. Do it that way.
Smoking deal. It is, John. I mean, $269.99. Damn. I mean,
how we doing, Otis?
Yeah, me personally, I think I'm done with getting detectors for a while.
Well, I had told myself, Mark, that I wasn't going to buy anything for at least a year, but both my detectors are going out for warranty this year.
Mhm.
I know, keep digging it, but
and I look at it like this: if I take the 800 in the water and it gets wet, I'm out $900.
Yeah.
Or I could take that same $900, buy a new machine that's got a warranty for 3 years, take it in the water without worrying about it. But if it gets wet, I still have a machine. So either I spend the money and I have a machine with a warranty that I can keep having a machine, or I try the machine without warranty machine, and then I'm just out the $800.
Good point.
So I'm going to be leaving the 6-inch coil on the 800 on land, and then I'm going to get the 900, and that'll be my water machine. And then just maybe to try it, I may go with Bill with that Xterra Pro.
Cool.
I've got somebody interested in my old Xterra 705 for $100, and that would give me another 100 towards the 900 machine. And then I bought the big Nell coil for it because when nobody could give me a time frame of when the Knox was coming out, I thought, well, I may have my 705 for a while, so I went out and bought that big 15-inch Nell coil. And then like 3 months later, the Knox comes out, and I think I used that Nell coil twice. And but man, that thing keeps that 705 going deep.
Nice. Nice.
yeah, I'm with you, Danny. The screechy sounds of the simplex, which was those drove me nuts, and it would give me I get cluster headaches. Which
Finders keepers right. Think about it. An AT Pro is more. I went on Minelab site the other night. And I looked at the old 705 that 5 years ago I paid $799 for. That was like their top midline machine before the Equinox came out. They've got that down to $379. It's dropped $400 since I bought it.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up selling my Simplex to get the AT Pro, Xterra Pro. Now, is the Simplex also waterproof?
Yes.
Yeah.
Iffy, I think the AT Pro, depending which they make more than one model, it can get up to 650, 700 now. It's ridiculous. They haven't upgraded anything on it. But if you get the Robinson one that's camouflaged, I think that's way up there.
Jim Steele, if I send you a bottle of peanut butter, will you send me some gooey?
It'd just be cool.
Charlie's supposed to get his new batch of gooeys tomorrow. He's probably home right now. He's probably home right now like this.
You know what he's going to do, Rob? Charlie's going to eat them all in front of you on Sunday.
Yeah. If he goes, yeah, the camo one is deeper. When I first saw that, we got a new AT Pro, and all it was a camouflage one to go with the Duck Dynasty. It's like, come on.
I really can't believe that their show ends. So they've decided that they're going to get into metal detecting, So here's Garrett going with them like they've been metal detecting for 20 years.
Yeah.
Free duck caller. Evening, just be cool. Alice, he is over the top of those things. I call him. I call Denise his crack dealer now. He's lost 40 pounds, but I've already told him, do not blame me when that 40 pounds comes. Denise says, I don't want to get blamed for that 40 pounds coming back on.
Geez, we're talking about Charlie.
Go through good withdrawals, though.
Yeah, digging it back, Charlie.
I'll tell you something. I do get upset because I know we have almost 100 people in a Sunday stream.
Hi, plugs.
And people that are, putting in for the duck ratio price. I know not all those people are subscribed to his channel.
Right.
There is no way that I can be at 2,600 and Charlie can be at 700, and all the people in my stream are subscribed to him.
Yeah.
He is the nicest, most generous guy on YouTube. And just because he doesn't put out content every week because the guy works a lot of hours doesn't mean that you shouldn't be subscribed to his channel.
Exactly.
I agree.
Good night, Cynthia.
That's right, Maria.
Oh, Jim, AT Pro's a good machine, but this day and age, it's overpriced.
Yes, yes, it's nothing wrong with the machine. They just like Equinox or just like Minelab dropped the price on the 705, they should be dropping the price on that. But the problem is, Bill, they can get that price because they haven't come out with anything newer that's less of a price.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all this updates and machines that Nocta Macro has done with the Legend. And
I think that's the one reason that when they came out with the Apex, they didn't make it waterproof, because if they did, people wouldn't go near the AT Pro Max or Gold.
Mm-hmm.
So. Evening, Don.
Hey, Don, how you doing?
Finders, and you know what's sad? I was doing a curb strip today, Finders Keepers, in the same neighborhood where I had to get the 811 permission, and I'm doing a curb strip, and this lady comes out of her house and she walks over to me and she says, "Hi there." And then I look up, she sees I'm wearing, well, it was a different orange shirt, but I had a bright yellow shirt on today. And she goes, "Oh, are you with the city looking for pipes or something?" I said, "No, ma'am. Everybody thinks I'm with the city, but I'm not. I'm doing this. I'm a private individual. I'm just metal detecting your curb strip. We're allowed to do from your sidewalk to your street." She goes, "Oh, okay." And she goes, "I just wanted to ask," she says, "but I'm happy to know you're not with the city, because that way this isn't going to cost me any money." And I started laughing, and she laughed, and she goes, "Well, I got to go. You have fun." And she didn't care at all. So Then I got past her yard, and I was doing the yard next to it, which was this huge corner lot with an old 40s house, and it's under rehab, and I never find anybody there. The house is empty, and there was a guy there today. So I started doing the curb strip, and the guy yells to me, and I said, "What's up?" And he says, "Hey, you find any treasure? We split it 50-50. You do this lawn." And I go, "Absolutely." And he goes, "Nah, I'm just kidding." I go, "Well, seriously, if I can do your lawn, I'll be happy to split whatever I find with you." He goes, "Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you can do the lawn, no worries." And I'm like, man, I've been driving by this house for years, and I finally catch somebody here. And then I started doing it, and the whole front yard was filled with rocks. And I got this beautiful 32 signal. I was like, this is going to be a silver quarter. So I'll punch through the rocks. I punched through all the rocks, and it was a clad quarter on a 32. So I got out of that area of the yard, and I went to another area, and I couldn't find anything old. I was like 1 or 2, 3 coins, but I couldn't find anything old. So then I went back to the side of the house where his truck was on, and he's like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to take off. Let me move my truck so you can do around my truck here."
Wow.
And he goes, "You found anything?" I said, "I finally just got my first Wheatie." And he goes, "Can I see it?" And I go, "Yeah, it's a 1940. He goes, "What's it worth?" I said, 2 cents. And he started laughing. He goes, "Okay, I'm out of here. You have a good day." In a 20 by 20 area, the rest of the yard was shit. But in this 20 by 20 area, I got 6 Wheaties, a Merc, a 40 Jefferson, and then I got an 11-12, and I go, "Ooh, let's see if we can pull out a Buffalo." So I pull out this big clump of a coin, and I start scraping it with the shovel, and it had this iron on the back with a big knot on it. So I couldn't get it off, and I tried scraping the front, and this thing was in bad shape. But I looked at it, and I hate to say this, I looked at it and I went, that might be a V-nickel. So I took it home and I cleaned up as much as I could, and I had to look at it with the loop. The whole front is corroded off, except for just the corner of the Miss Liberty's crown. There was just a little piece of her crown, and then above her crown were 3 stars going across the top. And I looked up a V-nickel, and that's the way the V-nickel goes. And that's the only way I could tell what it was, because the whole back was corroded with iron. But I could see 3 stars in the top of her Liberty crown. And I was like, oh man, this may be the most roach V-nickel ever found. But poor Charlie still doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, Danny, don't worry. He doesn't want people to send him a V-nickel. That's already happened. He wants to find his own in the wild. So he didn't get it. It's no big deal. But he
has got, poor Charlie's gotten a lot of V-nickels sent to him. You don't need to send him anymore.
Yeah. He's really bummed because his brother John has found quite a few of them. Yeah,
Danny boy, the post office just sucks for doing any kind of follow-up on any package. You know, they tell the seller the buyer's got to file the claim. They tell the buyer the seller's got to file the claim. They don't want to do shit to help you out when they lose a package.
You know, it's funny I go through pirate ship, and I always have them send it through U.S. Post Office. And I've never had any problems since I've done that with the post office.
I use I use PayPal's ShipStation, and Bill, I don't have any problem with them either. It tells me Charlie's package is going to be delivered even if you do media mail or first class, just like your pirate ship or whatever, it gives you a tracking number.
Okay, Jason.
That's why when I had, well, I'm not going to mention names here, but when I had one of my Christmas people send out a prize, and that the person said they never got, he's like, "Well, I mailed it out," and I'm like, "Well, what was the tracking number?" And then it was just dead silence, and I'm like, you can't tell me you mailed out a $90 prize, without freaking tracking. Okay, why would you do that?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Now, and the other problem I had for my Christmas thing is some people offered prizes that they didn't have in their possession at the time, and they still don't have in their possession. And I'm not going to allow that next year. If somebody wants to donate a prize to my big Christmas giveaway next year, it's got to be a prize that you physically have in your possession. So I'm not telling people 6 weeks later that person still doesn't have the item in that he ordered for the Christmas giveaway.
Or better yet, Rob, right here in your hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Finders keepers. I went 16 months without finding a silver George Washington quarter. And then in 3 months, I found 5 of them. So finders keepers, that could happen. Charlie could get his first one, and then it just opens up a floodgate.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I know he really wants me to, it's like my white whale's a freaking Mercury dime.
And Bill, I say this all the time. Statistically, it's easier to find a Mercury than it is a Rosie.
Yeah, I heard that too, Rob, because they made so many Mercuries compared to the Rosies.
Yep.
Yeah, the silver Mercuries were like 16 years, but the silver Rosies are only like 12.
Yep. And over here on one side of my rack system, I have all the ones people have sent me as far as Rosie dimes go. On the other end, I got boxes full of ones I've dug up that everybody says, "Oh, you'll find more Mercs." Altogether, I probably got 70 Roosevelt silver dimes.
Wow, Deej says it took her 10 years to find a Merc. Wow, Deej. I have to admit, my first silver coin was a 53 Rosie, but within my first year, right after my first year, I got my first property, a 2-acre property that was bigger than a regular subdivision house. And that was, I tell people all the time, that 2-acre was the one that turned me from a park hunter to a door knocking treasure hunter, because that 2-acre gave me my first GW, my first SLQ, my only SLQ, my first buffalo, my first Merc, my first set of earrings in the ground. I mean, yeah, that property held so many firsts for me. Jason, you're so funny.
Yeah.
You're right, John. That's how it works. Somebody finds one, then I found a harmonic reed, and within a week, I found 3 more of them.
Thank you, Otis. Thank you very much.
Oh, Marty Vistral's first silver was an 06 Barber dime. That had to be a great first silver to get.
Yeah.
I think Barber dimes are just absolutely stunningly beautiful dimes.
Yep,
See, I agree with you, Rob. I do. I was saying that earlier to somebody. Yeah, I love the way they look.
They do. I mean, that's back when they put. I mean, they just made beautiful coins back then.
Yep. Darcy.
Hi, Darcy. Yeah, Greg, it's nice being in a section of the country that you can get that kind of stuff all the time. My first silver dime was. Oh, wait a minute, hang on. I found a Dharma dime before I found a Merc. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, I guess not, Otis.
Well, Otis, that happened to me too. Yep. I found a Barber before any other.
See, look at that. Jim Steele says, my first silver dime was a seated, and then I didn't find another one for 10 years. Dalton found a seated half dime, and that's the only seated we've had between me, him, and Troy until him and Troy took a trip up to Georgia a few months ago. And I think one of them got a seated there. And then since then, the other one's gotten a seated. So Troy and Dalton both have seated. And Troy also has a Barber quarter, and I don't have a Barber quarter. Oh, excuse me. I did get my bar recorder up there with Shane in Missouri,
Okay.
but I still don't have a seated. I don't have a seated dime, half dime, and then obviously I know the one coin that Dalton wants really bad is a trime.
Mm.
I said the one coin I really want is a 20-cent US coin with the Carson City Mint. It'll never happen, but that's what I'd really like to find.
Has anyone found a flying eagle? I have not. I believe Greg has. Yeah, Greg right there out west metal detecting Otis. He's found one.
Yeah, I was going to say John Finders Keepers got a couple.
Yeah, and Shane from Ohio River History, he just found his first one.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to take off. I shall catch you guys later. Have a good night.
Mark, good seeing you, buddy.
Good seeing you too, Rob. Take care.
You too, sir.
Peace.
Took me years to hit a barber dime and a V nickel. Guys, I really think it just depends on what part of the country you live in.
Yeah.
Wow, NorCal says I have one seat at $18.58 half dollar.
That's like
I've gotten. That was another thing that I had Dalton beat on for years was Dalton had never found a silver half dollar until last summer. But him and Troy both got a piece dollar, and I don't have a piece dollar yet.
Yeah.
I was with somebody when I watched one being dug. Howard, our club president, dug one. But I've got 3 Benjis. Excuse me, I've got 3 Walkers and 2 Benjis, but I have not found a silver Kennedy yet.
That was one of the first half dollars I found was a silver Kennedy. And one of the few, see? And now when it comes to like I found silver Kennedy, Ben Franklin, only a couple George Washington silver quarters. Northern California is really bad for finding silvers. Southern California is too, but they still find more of them than Northern California does. Just don't find a lot of silver there.
Wow. Darcy said, I got a shield nickel here in Canada last fall.
Nice.
All U.S. nickels are covered now. Yeah, Dalton's got one shield nickel, and that's another coin I want. I mean, but to be honest with you, Bill, this roached V nickel I got today, I only get 2 or 3 V nickels a year. We just don't. It's just that's why when I found my one and only 2-cent piece here and on a 1925 permission, you find 1867. I never thought I'd find a 2-cent piece in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-cent nickel. I'd like to find one of those 2 finders.
Well, see what gets me is, like I said, where I lived in California, I was less than 90 miles away from the Carson City Mint. And yet most Carson City mints are found back east. That just really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But
wow, Danny Boy's found 1 shield nickel in 10 years. I say this all the time, guys. I say it on my Sunday streams. I say it on my videos. I'll say it here on anybody else's stream. We're all talking about California locations, Carson City Mint. Metal detecting is the exact same as real estate. It's all about location.
Yep. Not about the kind of detector you got. It's about the location. Yep.
Thank you, Otis. Yeah, that ball button I got last week with Kimberly. Never thought I'd find one of those here in Florida. I'd never even seen one in person. And that video is going to be coming out within the next 2 weeks. I could send you a Canadian nickel and it'd be worth 3 cents. Oh, I did my short on my Coinstar score, Bill. First Coinstar score I've made in quite a while, and it had 15 coins in it. And besides the 54 nickel and the 6 or 7 corroded zinc pennies, it had a $2 euro coin or €2 coin.
Yeah, I saw that, Rob. That was great.
Jim says, I have 2 CC coins, 1 dime and 1 quarter, both found in Iowa. See, I don't have any Carson City coins. That's obviously a huge bucket lister. I do have 3 New Orleans coins, and I cherish every one of those because we're not super close to New Orleans, but we're not super far away. So,
yeah. But
Yes, finders. I agree.
The Northeast is where most of the Carson City Minted coins are found. Don't know why. Oh,
Trevor's here. Trevor the Detector. Welcome, sir.
you ever watch Ron Swenson, California Adventures Metal Detecting?
No, I don't know that channel.
Oh, been around for years, but he's no longer. He hadn't put any out for a while. He, after 50 years, left California. Is now in Virginia, finding stuff. So,
see, that's got to be an entirely new. I mean, your field of coins is just going to be so different than California.
yeah. But I'll tell you the one thing. One of my favorite videos of his. They were doing an old Wells Fargo property that had an old Wells Fargo transfer station on it. They didn't know exactly where it was. They had an idea by the map. They found it and they dug up 2 double eagles and a $5 gold coin.
Well, when Dalton found his $5 gold eagle coin, it rang up the same as an Indian.
Mm-hmm. But can you imagine not finding 1 gold coin, but finding 2 $20 gold coins and the $5? I mean, damn.
Wow. Vernon says there ain't crap here in New Mexico. In 11 years, I've got 1 IHP. Wow. Dalton, I think Dalton got 24 last year. I got like 7.
Hey, Papa.
Evening, plugs. Hey, Papa. Hey, Frankie. Uh-oh, Frankie must not have to work tomorrow.
No, he messaged me earlier when I announced the stream and said he was off. So he might be coming by. Thank you, Frankie.
Otis, I would love to do that too.
Plugs, I didn't think you were ever done eating. No, I think
Trevor
that's
says 100 subscriber giveaway on March 23rd. Details on the 5th. Outstanding, Trevor. Congratulations.
I think that's one reason they never found a whole lot of silver in Northern California. Well, a lot of it was dug up years ago, but you find a lot of gold coins in Northern California. So,
yeah, I think there's more gold coins found in California than almost anywhere else.
Well, all the gold mines were there, and San Francisco Mint basically minted all the gold coins, so makes sense. Well, like I said, the only any Carson City Mint coin would do, but I'd really love to find that 20 center just because they're so stinking rare.
How many years do they make those?
2 years. Carson City, 75 and 76, something like that. But even a roach one's worth a lot of money.
Oh, Diana, my sister has done that. One of my bucket listers was go to Albuquerque when the balloons are lifting off. My sister is just a huge balloon freak, and I think her and her partner did that one year. And Denise did it. Denise did it for her parents on their 50th wedding anniversary. She got them a balloon ride, and the 3 of them went up and up.
Cool.
Yeah, for a champagne balloon ride. She went up with her parents when we did the cross country motorhome trip, Bill, that I had to come back home on. And then Denise drove them through, I think, 34 states with the motorhome. Yeah,
that's one thing I never. They had those. As you're going to North Shore through California into Nevada, there's a valley out there, and they had the same thing. They had the balloons out there, and I drive past them all the time to go up gambling, and I never even thought about going into the airport where they had them and doing it. Johnny Smallpepper, how you doing? So, but it always looks so cool. I mean, all those different colored balloons and stuff out there.
Evening, Johnny.
Yep. Look at NorCal Digger. He found a half eagle and a double eagle. I got a 10 and 20.
Yeah, Danny boy, it's the honey roast peanut butter, which is all that Denise and I eat, and then I got some Welch's grape jelly with it. I just don't eat the bread. I'm not supposed to be eating the peanut butter or the jelly either, but since my accident, I'm on the happy to be alive diet.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Russell. As I was driving.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we had a good time at trivia night. My old partner from the police department, Andy, my Scotsman buddy, his friend just came over from Scotland and staying with him for 5 weeks.
Oh,
And
wow.
I've met him before, and they've gone to the beach and metal detected with me, and he's staying for 5 weeks. So I said, "Come on down. I'll bring you my second detector. We'll do Clearwater Beach during spring break and go look at all the sites on the beach."
Cool.
Oh, Jim Solomon from Steamboat Springs, California. I imagine that's or Colorado. I imagine that's beautiful out there. But Bill, what amazes me, getting back to the xterra, is look at how many machines Minelab's come out with in the last 6, 8, 12 months.
Yeah. Just boom, boom, boom. But to me, it looks like they've been working on an xterra for a long time. You know, and like I said, for $270 plus tax out the door, yeah, I'm definitely going to get one. Yeah. Like I said, when I saw Mike there, if he signaled out in his test garden hitting a freaking nickel at 10 inches, no problem with a, $270 machine. It's like, okay.
I've had people ask me, well, see how it works on a salty mineralized beach. So,
Well, it's got 2 beach modes and 8 kilohertz. So,
well, when we did Clearwater Beach with Shane, I know my old xterra 705 never liked the wet sand way down by the water, but I was in the wet sand with Shane was using my 800, and I was doing down by the wet sand with my 705, and I have to admit it stayed pretty quiet.
yeah. Yeah, well,
That's true, Darcy.
your 705 didn't have beach mode either, did it? Didn't have the.
It actually did. It actually did
Oh, it
have a
did.
beach mode,
It did.
but you had to balance it manually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed is automatic, manual ground balance, and tracking on the Xterra Pro. It's like, okay, that's awesome.
Don, let me know when, buddy. I'd be happy to take you anywhere we can go.
Oh, I never thought about that. This could be.
Yeah, that's true, Otis.
Because, Marlon made a comment on when I posted that I was doing the stream night. He goes, just what we need, another Chinese detector. I said, that was a rumor, Marlon. It's not made in China.
Yeah, Don, I met Shane down in St. Pete. I at night, and I know St. Pete's about 15 miles from Clearwater Beach, and St. Pete has its own beach, but I'm not familiar with St. Pete area. I'm more familiar with Clearwater, so I really couldn't get my bearings to figure out what bridge or what causeway to go over to get actually on the St. Pete beach. I could see it on the other side of the condos, and I said, "Screw this! I'm just driving Shane back up to Clearwater." It took us a little longer, but I parked us in a parking spot 3 feet from the sand. Shane got out, took 3 or 4 steps, was on the beach. We turned our detectors on, and Shane and I were detecting at night at 6, 7 o'clock at night on Clearwater Beach, and it was a blast. We stayed out there till about 10:30, 11.
You're right, Mike. It's not going to be as good as the simultaneous multi, but for $270, good enough.
Yeah. If he says he hasn't taken it on the beach yet. At 260, the xterra will be 1,000 Canadian. Jesus, I hope it's not that much of a difference.
I think it'll be close to 400 up there, though. From
when I haven't been to Canada since back in my police days when me and a buddy took a cross-country trip across Canada. And the one thing I do remember about Niagara Falls is that for a tourist area, this was back when the Canadian dollar and the American dollar were close to 101. We could go eat at a Pizza Hut or the local restaurant there in Toronto by the falls, and it wasn't like a super expensive, travel vacation price. Now I don't know what the prices are there now, but I remember walking the footbridge across from the United States to Canada. The whole Toronto and Falls area is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Well, it's in one of Marty nuts about digging streams tonight. We were talking. Now your Garrett pinpointer, it's $127 here. It's $190 up there. So that's 63.
Russell, it is incredible what he can do, Russell. When he got a target on the beach, he would pinpoint it, and he would put his foot next to the edge of the coil, and then he would move the coil out of the way, and then he would go approximately 4 inches over from his foot to where the center of the coil was, with the scoop, and the vast majority of the time he'd get the item without me helping him out at all. And he uses that golf tee that he puts down right in the middle of the coil, so he knows to make that the center of his hole. And I'll be honest with you, Shane probably digs less second holes than I do to find a target.
Plugs, I'm with you on that. That's one thing I hated about Northern California. I dug a lot of Euro coins, and the newer Euro coins, you're digging them. The first thing you think, oh God, I got a gold coin, and then it turns out to be a.
See, Darcy says Niagara Falls is crazy expensive now. Yeah, it's been 25 years since I've been up there. You know, Bill, you start saying things like that, and you don't realize how old you are.
Yeah. Well, Rob, the only reason I want to go back to Canada, and it would be over on the West Coast, is go up around Vancouver and see the bottle houses again. Those were cool.
I don't know what those are.
Okay, they back in the 50s, some guy, at least two guys, built 3 or 4 houses, and it's all concrete and soda bottles.
Wow.
And their houses, one of them had a wishing well and a curved drawbridge to go over, all made out of bottles.
Like whole bottles or pieces of bottles?
Whole bottles. You know how you'd walk into a place built in the 50s or 60s that had the square glass and a concrete wall? Well, same thing, but Coke bottles, Pepsi bottles. If you look it up online, you can find out about them. They're awesome. There's 4 of them back there that I know of. Oh, yeah, at least, Mike. At least a year from draft to production. That's not 2 years. Good night, John. Yes, it is, Darcy. Vancouver. It's beautiful up there. I love Vancouver.
Yeah, I'd like to visit Vancouver.
And it's just the people are great up there. I mean, as soon as you come in, they go, "You're from California?" It was like homecoming. Well, I can't say that about the first time I went because this was way back in the early 60s.
Finders.
And way back in the early 60s on the West Coast, they pretty much spoke French Canadian. Hi, Mark from Ram. And
Hey, Mark.
Took a long time to get to speaking mainly English. So. Diana in Oregon, I cannot remember the name of the place, but they got this. You go in and it says this place defies gravity, and they got this wooden ramp. And the way the house is built on the side, you put a ball at the bottom of the ramp and it goes uphill, or at least it looks like that's what it's doing. But it's all an optical illusion, but you can't tell it when you're in there. So.
Yeah, Otis, because not only did I not hear a word about the 8 and 900, or excuse me, the 7 and 900, when Charlie called me up and told me about him, I thought he'd read some bogus information. And then not only did they keep that secret till they were ready to come out, now this whole xterra Pro thing is just, I didn't know anything about that either. I think so too, Plugs.
Yeah, Mike, that's what I figured, that the xterra has been in a project for quite a while. Probably ever since the Simplex came out.
Well, Howard, my club president, bought the Legend, so I think he wants to try it out in the water, so as a less expensive machine, so he doesn't get his more expensive machine knocks wet. And also, I think his Knox is coming up to where the warranty is going to end. So he figured he'd use a less expensive machine. And I know he's taking it on the beach, but I don't think he's had it in the water yet.
Well, lots of people take it on the water and had no problems. So.
Well, I wish I could say that about the Equinoxes.
Yeah.
And that's why when everybody kept saying, after I sunk 2 Equinoxes, people said, "Oh, you're 600." They solved some of the problems they had with the 800 with the 600. And then like the 4th or 5th time I take my 600 in the water, it goes belly up.
Yeah.
First time we went out in a few weeks because of the weather. Got a
night, Trevor.
Together. Very nice, Trevor. Congratulations. Oh, absolutely, Otis. It is a wild time to be a tester. Good question, Plugs. Oh, sorry, I keep going, Bill.
Oh, no problem, Rob. I understand, believe me.
Darcy, that's exactly what I'm going to do, Darcy. I'm going to get the 900 for the water, and then my 800 is going to be my land machine. Then I'm going to leave the 6
Hi, Grandma Kelly.
Miss Grandma Kay. Wow, if he signals, he likes the Deus 2 and the Manticore. Great stuff.
Yeah, Danny. CTX 3030. You got the E-Track, the Safari.
Miss Mary. Let me tell you something. When Jeremy from Digging Up the Carolinas brought his 3030 down here, that's the real heavy machine, right, Bill?
Yep.
He went to hand it to me. Bill almost dropped it.
I believe it. Yeah,
and he can outwalk me. He could walk faster with that 8-pound machine than I could with the 3-pound Knox. And it was the first machine I've ever gone head to head with that went deeper than the Knox.
Yeah. Well, they have the 3030, the Safari, the E-Track. They all go way deeper, and they all have more frequencies, but they can only do one at a time. But
Danny boy, just do what Merrill does. Just buy every machine that comes out.
yeah.
Merrill has to have a very understanding wife. Rob, I got a horse yesterday. I was so excited. Wow, Grandma Kay, after my sister's own heart. My sister loves horses. Congratulations, Grandma Kay.
Congrats. Yeah, Rob. Might end up calling this here pretty soon.
Oh, a horseshoe. I think I've only found 2 or 3, Grandma Kay.
I say, if you got the whole horse, boy, I bet that was tough to hauling him in.
No, I thought she meant she bought a horse. Actually, Diana, not really. He may sell his clad, but if you look at Merrill's ring collection, especially his precious metals ring collection,
he's got it all.
He's got it all.
He never sells it.
Merrill pays for his with his channel income.
Yeah.
Merrill makes over $1,000 a month off YouTube.
Yep.
He used to do a video every month on where he made his money from with his channel. And when he started merchandise, that started adding up. He's an Amazon affiliate. He's a Calico affiliate. And then basically when his channel hit over 10,000 subs and really took off, he stopped doing those videos because I don't think he wanted people to realize how much money he was making. But I would say Merrill's probably somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 and maybe even $2,500 a month.
Darcy's right. Horses go by another name, money pit.
Yeah, same as boats.
Except worse, because when the economy goes bad, the first thing that really the bottom falls out of is horses.
Yeah, and they bought a house. They bought a house in Florida. again, Diana, I think they used either channel money or money that both of them make from their she's a nurse, or she's in the nursing or medical field, and Meryl's a teacher. And those aren't wealthy jobs, but I would imagine in New York City they pay pretty decent money.
Yeah, I'm gonna say New York, I bet they do pay them really well.
So yeah, they saved up money, and they bought a vacation home that they rent out on Verbo or one of those other vacation home rentals. But they had, right after they got it, they had a family moved in that trashed it, that stayed there. They broke the jacuzzi. They did some other damage. They had to pay for jacuzzi air repairs. I think they had to put a new central AC system in. So yeah, they took a hit on that house the first year, but I think they're doing well on it now. And then I think they reserve a week or 2 week block when the kids are out of school that they go down there with. It's about it's maybe a 3.5 hour drive from me, their vacation rental. But I'm gonna, if he comes down this summer or fall, I'm gonna try and get down there and meet with him.
Grandma Kelly's, where? What do you mean by where do they find that money? You talk when he's metal detecting? Because he lives in New York. Believe me, just a vacant dirt lot will, if it's ever metal detected, will dig you up tons of clad.
Yeah, he used to put it on there, and then when he hit a certain level, Diana, he stopped doing those videos, and he used to do a monthly video on where everybody was ranked. And when he did that video, I was like 640th for metal detectorist out of like 5,000 or something. I was pretty impressed with myself, kind of, because I didn't think I'd be anywhere near that top. And Merrill had moved up inside the top 500, and I'd be willing to bet you now Merrill's probably in the top 200.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. During the pandemic, when he was teaching from the house, that he didn't have to commute, he would get out in the morning and do the beaches in the morning before he had to log on to do his work.
Good night, Russell, and thanks for coming in. Take
care, Russell. And if you remember his last year at his school job before he had to change jobs in the pandemic, he had he was actually doing doing something,
not for the price.
He was doing auditing or something on there where he could log on and work from his computer. Where he wasn't doing teaching, he was working in the school as some type of facilitator or lesson planner or something. So he actually had a little bit more of a flexible schedule. Yes, there you go. Kev Valley says administrator. Yeah, he had a flexible. Grant McKinley says, where do they find that money? To be honest with you, Grant McKay, I think with both him and his wife working, and with how much metal detecting he does, I don't think they, I'm just assuming this. I've never seen Merrill drink or smoke, or his wife, so they don't have those kind of expenses. I don't think they go out a lot, like party and waste their money. I think they're really on a set savings plan right now. He has goals where he wants to be in 10 or 15 years, and I think they really have their nose to the grindstone. I personally, Bill, I don't know when the hell the guy sleeps.
Yeah, I don't either.
It would be cool to hunt with him. Oh, no, Plugs. I think there's lots of machines cheaper and easier than the Garrett AT Pro.
Yep,
and I've got to say it's got to be the Simplex. Now it might be the xterra Pro coming out.
Yep. Yeah, because a brand new AT Pro is like over $600. Even used are going for $400.
Yeah, Darcy, he put a lot of content out in that year and a half.
Oh, Plugs, for not swinging the machine right, he sure found he's got a chest full of frickin' rings that you won't believe.
He does seem pretty shrewd. He's obviously an excellent communicator. I think his mom and dad are in the area, but I don't think they live in the house with him, but I think they are in that area. Plugs, I'm not going to make any comment on how he swings. My only concern is sometimes when he does a beach, I don't think he covers up his holes as fast as he should. But that's just my own observation. Maybe he does it off camera and I don't see it. Jim, that's a pretty damn good goal.
Yeah, I'm with you, Danny. If they didn't want a water machine to vanquish, let's turn on and go. Knock stuff out, buy them up, down. Pretty simple. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Otis, wouldn't that be absolutely incredible? Every time I see one of Gene's beach videos down there in the Virgin Islands,
I
and you know what's funny is Gene or Otis, we went on one of our Disney cruises. We went on I can't remember if the Virgin Islands are in the Eastern Caribbean or Western Caribbean, but Denise and I saved up for a 7-day cruise. Of course, I also got a huge discount working for Disney on a Disney cruise, and one of the stops on the Disney cruise on that Caribbean cruise was the U.S. Virgin Islands. And let me tell you something: when you go by all those islands down there in the Caribbean, and you can see some real crap hole islands that just, cardboard houses with dirt floors, dirt poor people, and then you go by the U.S. Virgin Islands, and it's just like a tropical paradise. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then what's amazing is when the ship docks there and you're walking around the island and doing stuff, you can take out your cell phone and call Florida, and it's a local call in your Florida because it's a U.S. territory. It is freaking hilarious. You're halfway around the world and you just call home and it's a local call.
Now, see, if you read the last comment, Danny's saying, I got him hooked on the Vanquish. I think this is his way of justifying it to Talisha that it was my fault that he bought him.
Yeah. Darcy says, I'm amazed they're still selling the AT Pro. Their bread and butter as a company is in security, though.
Security, yeah.
And Darcy, we're not saying they shouldn't still be selling it. Bill and I believe, based on the age of that technology, that machine should be selling for a little less money.
Yeah. Yeah. And they just keeps going up with the price. Hello, Adam.
Got Relics, Rhode Island.
Yep.
He loves his Vanquish too.
But Adam, they come out with that new xterra Pro for $270, man. I'm getting one of them.
Well, let me go get a cup of coffee.
Okay. But,
as soon as I get up.
Hello, Gert Klein. Yeah, we're talking about the new xterra Pro coming out for $270 from Minelab. Heck of a machine for the price. It's multi-frequency, just not simultaneous. That's funny, Dan. Diane, in 2004, you was told 6 months want. Yeah, check it out, Adam. They got videos on YouTube, and if you go to Big Boy Hobbies, they show it for sale, just not out of stock, but it gives the list of all its specs. Okay, guy. In 2005, they had a chaplain come in, and she was going to give me my last rites. I told her I ain't done yet. Then I'm still not. So, you know how that feels. He told me I was going to die. That was in 2005. So it's all up here. I've seen people think they're going to get sick and sicker, and they did. So. $340, yeah, Papa's 340 is a great machine. The only thing I didn't like about it, no pinpoint feature, but that's not that big a deal. Yeah, Alice, 2005. I had 11 pounds of water around my heart, congestive heart failure, so I was going to die. And I looked at this chaplain, and she goes, I want to give you your last rites because you're going to die. I said, no, I'm not. I'm not done yet.
All right, I'm going back and looking at some of these comments. I missed when I went and got my coffee.
But I mean, with Papa, he uses a 340 Vanquish. At the time, for $200, there wasn't a better machine out there. I mean, It was cheaper than the Simplex. Wasn't waterproof, but man, great machine.
Mary, I'm not old. My body just acts old.
Okay, Rob.
Grandma Kay said, I have so many comments. I do my best. Twice at least I got them cleared. Now my email is over 6,000. So is that different than your comments, Grandma Kay? I get way more comments than I get email. Plugsy, I used to get kind of bummed out about channels not responding to me. So did I, if I had a question. So I've come to a reasonable response to myself. If you have under 5K subs, you should respond. I agree with that too, Plugs. And if you also look at your big channels, and I mean your super big channels like Quarter Hoarder, I use the Hoover Boys a lot because I've met them, I've hunted with them, and I talk them up a lot. Even defend them when I hear people say bad things. I've never had Kurt respond to. He's maybe responded to one or two of my comments over 5 years. He would send me an occasional text message on my phone when I had his number. But yes, your big channels usually don't respond to you. If they do, it's an automated response. And I'm sure these guys don't have time to go out and watch YouTube channels and comment. Every now and then, I'll get a comment from JD from JD's Variety Channel, and I'm excited to get that. But yeah, for the most part, I have found that channels over 5,000 generally don't respond to every comment. I had a period where I had so many comments backed up that it took me 2 days of sitting down to clear out comments. It was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments, but I'm caught up now.
I respond to Plugs all the time when I see him on somebody else's channel and he says first, I go, that's right, he is, because he cheats.
I try and leave a comment to every comment people leave for me.
Yeah, but JD's Variety Channel, I'm surprised he returns comments a lot.
He does sometimes. Yes, he does.
And
He's kind of
he's almost 300,000 subs now, so that's
he's slowed down a little bit too, taking a little bit of time for himself too.
Oh yeah, he does that so often. I remember the first time he did it, he was gone about 2 months, and because I had to do it, and I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean he's been doing YouTube before I even knew what the hell YouTube was.
Oh yeah. Otis says he just looked up the Xterra Pro. He's going to get one. I mean, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, Danny. Alex and I
when he told me that, Otis, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, but it's not going to happen, Diana.
Is that a cup of chocolate, Rob? Oh, I don't mind if they don't respond back, Plugs, but it's when you were with them from the get-go and you watch them every day and then they stop responding to you after a time, like, well, you don't matter anymore. That's what bothers me now. Like Quarter Hoarder, never had a problem getting a response to my, look how big he is.
I don't think I've ever asked him a question.
I'll make comments, and when I do watch and I do leave a comment, next thing I know, Doug or Jason get back to me.
Darcy says, my problem is I just can't leave a one or two response. I start writing a novel. Darcy, I do the exact same thing. Denise will come in the computer room and she'll be like, who the hell are you writing a novel to? I go, I'm responding to a comment. Say thank you, Rob. I go, no, I can't do that. I gotta, if they leave an involved comment, I'll try and leave it involved. I have one viewer that all he puts for every comment for every video is thank you. And I'm like, I don't know exactly what the hell that means, but if you say thank you, I'm going to say you're welcome or thank you back. You're not going to get a novel.
Yeah.
No plugs. I understand that response, plug. Is that a cup of chocolate?
Yeah, I guess there's a few big channels I watch, and they always respond back with the same kind of thing, and it's always the same thing every time they respond back. It's like I just quit. You know, I really appreciate.
If you put a if you're a channel like the Hoover Boys or Green Mountain Metal Detecting, and you have 25 or 50,000 people watch that, let's say you get, say for 50,000 you get 2,000 comments. How the hell do you respond to all them?
Oh yeah, no. But I'm talking to the guys that are smaller, like around 4,000 or 5,000, and they start doing like the big channels, which I understand when you got 40, 50,000 people, you can't do it. But when you got a guy that's only got 4,000 and he's only got 30 comments on a video anyways, and he's using the same one all the way down for everybody, it's like, I'm not going to bother anymore.
Mary, that's probably a good point, Mary. Thank you for saying that. And I have a special spot. My internet sucks tonight, Frankie says. I have a special spot for Nathan, who's in here tonight. Dog is my co-pilot. Nathan was one of my first 20 subscribers, guys, and he's been my subscriber of mine for 5 years. And I thank Nathan every time I see him because he was a big channel and I was a nobody with like 20 subs. And Nathan's come on and lived in comments for me for 5 years. So Nathan, I've never forgotten that, buddy, and I never will.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Same here. Did the same thing from the get-go. He's watched my videos. He remembers them. I'll repost one that's 3 years old. And he goes, I remember that video. You know, Nathan is awesome.
Yep. See, here is a great question. I just saw it and I'm trying to answer it. Somebody just typed in.
Adam, they're not out yet.
Oh, here you go. Alice Wonderland. So what do you all think is considered a big channel? That's a damn great question. We should probably talk about that on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think in metal detecting, I think if you're at 10,000 or above, I would consider you definitely among a big channel.
Yeah.
At 2,600, I consider myself a nice medium small channel. You know, Deej is over 4,000. You know, Deej is pretty much a nationally known detectorist, especially considering she goes to a lot of events and not just events in her state or her area. Deej is going across the country. Now she's flown over to England. And we were talking about this before, and Meryl's brought this up. You have to remember how small of a, what's the word I want to use for this? We're still such a small segment of genre. We're still such a small genre of YouTube. And if you think about it, look how big and how many metal detecting companies and stores there are out there now for which is considered such a small section of YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, you got channels that do video games, you got channels that do reviews on you know, I watch a channel called Gamma Ray, which is the reviewers for the Mandalorian show. I watch their reactions to the Mandalorian show. I'm addicted to that channel. Then there, you know, and then you just basically got car crashes, you got fails, you have, I mean, there's just too many genres to talk about in YouTube, or metal detecting and treasure hunting overall is such a small segment.
Yep.
And yet look at how big of a company that Calico is. Look at my sponsor, Detector Warehouse. He's got a location. He's got a warehouse in Texas and a warehouse in California.
Mm-hmm.
And something I wanted to bring up that I've talked about with Charlie, Bill, is, and I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this when I say this, but if you think about it, it's true. Nobody wants to admit it, but we are a hobby that's eating its own young. And what I mean by that is you've got all these companies investing millions of dollars in new machines, new research, new tech, but yet every single day that every one of us goes out there and finds something, there is less items in the ground for the next generation that comes behind.
Yeah.
So there's more money being spent, and eventually there's going to become a point of diminutive returns where it doesn't matter how good your machine is, it's just not going to be in the ground because
It's
the
not
generation before has found it. I mean, I go back to my 1906 property, which is one of the best properties Dalton and I ever hunted. And I think the last time I went back there, I got a zinc penny. Okay. And you say, well, gee, Rob, there's hundreds of thousands of properties. That's absolutely true. And it's probably going to be that way for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. But there's going to become a point where, and Park Rat Pat says this all the time, there's going to be detectors 20 or 30 years from now that finds a 1962 memorial penny that's going to go apeshit over it like we do an Indian, because he's going to still have found a 70 to 90-year-old coin.
Yeah. Nathan says this is a backwoods hillbilly section of YouTube. And that's true. What's really bad, even redneck gun channels are higher up the ladder than we are. But we are getting bigger. But you think about it. You look at like storage war videos, dumpster diving places, people that go thrifting. All those genres are way bigger than us.
I mean, you get a storage video or a dumpster diving video. Yeah, some of them are freaking huge, and those people are making thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah, because people eat that stuff up. They see a guy out with a metal detector, and they're just thinking, "What's that crazy son of a bitch doing?" You know. And
I have never ever detected Clearwater Beach or another beach that's had people on it, like during the daytime, not at night, but during the daytime when there's a lot of people out there. Never ever have I detected a populated beach where somebody doesn't walk into me and go, "Do you really ever find anything with that thing?"
Yeah.
You know, those are the two biggest questions you get on the beach or even out hunting a park.
Well, there's two kinds of
do you ever find anything, and what's the best thing you ever found?
There's two kinds of people when it comes to metal detecting. The ones that really think it's great and they're going to find tons of treasure, or the people that look at you that ask that question because they've seen Oak Island. You know, it's like you're not going to find anything.
I've had people come up and tell me they're metal detectors, and then I go, "What kind of machine you swing?" And they go, I don't know. It's just some yellow machines in my closet." No, you're not a metal detectorist. Somebody bought you one once, but you're not a metal detectorist.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I took it out once 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I agree with Plug's point. I agree with Diana's point. I agree with Marty's point. Miss Mercury, that's why I try and answer every question or respond to every comment, because I want people to know that I appreciate it, because it's only a small percentage of people that actually watch and comment.
Yeah. Zyme Zaxxon has a good point there. Rob, what's your favorite place that are hunted out? You ever thought about seeding it for the next guy? You know, we all tried that a few years back on Zaxxon, and then everybody's kind of stopped at the same time.
You know what, Bill? That was a thing a couple years ago. You're right.
And then we all quit doing it. We'd go bury something for somebody, and then all of a sudden it just went away.
I haven't found I haven't found that comment yet, Bill, because I'm a little behind on the comments. I'm trying to. Oh, here we go.
9:49 p.m.
No, Zaxxon, I'll be quite honest with you, sir, and people may not like this answer. I haven't thought of that for two reasons. One, if somebody comes up to the door and somebody says, "Hey, I've had a guy here for the last 2 years that hits this thing once a month. He's just wiped this place out." So two, the people probably get discouraged. Well, unless they're Dalton, he just loves that challenge. And two, I don't want to find a V nickel that's been in the ground for 5 years. Okay. I want to find a V nickel that's been in there 100 years. But then I guess your other point is saying, well, how long would you know it's there? Wouldn't you be excited to find that? No, because a V nickel that's been down there a couple of years is still going to be silver. A V nickel that I got today looks like it's a corroded nickel that's been down there 120 years, because it has. And that's why somebody's recent find of a supposed 8 real that looks like it came off a store shelf looks like that, because it came off a freaking store shelf. Okay.
Yeah. Seen that before.
And here's another thing Plugs is saying. I was listening to Plugs. I was watching Grandma Kay the other night. She didn't know I was on because I wasn't commenting, but I was watching her live stream on the TV when I got up the other morning, and Plugs was making several comments, and he's making similar comments tonight. I like watching live digs. I told myself back last year at the beginning of 2022 to try and do more live digs. But when you're solo a lot of the time without a tripod, hard. When the camera's in your hand and you're digging with one hand, it's very difficult. That's why when you take channels like Green Mountain Metal Detecting, who's out there by himself, and he's got the 2 tripods set up with 2 cameras. And if you wonder why he only does like 10 digs in a 15-minute video, because he's taking a lot of time to set up those live digs. But yeah, Plugs, I absolutely love live digs. And I know he's a disgraced name now, but I will tell you who I love doing his live digs, because he did the vast majority of them live with no cuts, and you knew it was a good find, was Hello World Darnell Williams.
Yep.
I mean, like 80 to 90% of his digs were live digs, and he would tell you he knew that knocked the macros so good that most of the time when he told you what it was going to be, it was Doug, it was that item.
Yep.
Now, Darnell's no longer detecting because, well, he's in state prison, but the guy did some great live dig videos.
Yeah, he did. Found a lot of silver. Man, he was a
yes, he did.
Magnet. Chest mount camera, what they got now in Zach's son, as I've seen it, they've got that camera that sits right here above your ear. So wherever you're looking at, that's where that camera's pointed.
You know, I'm looking at Danny Boy's comment here. It says, I get 1 thumbs down for a handful of videos, but most of them none. All my 700 videos have at least 1 thumbs down, and I wonder why. Danny, I wonder why that myself too, because the vast majority of my videos have 1 thumbs, just 1. So I know there's somebody out there that I've pissed off along the way. Maybe forgot to send them a prize or a $2 bill or a silver dime or something. But every single video I've made has 1 thumbs down, except hunting Clearwater Beach with blind Shane. Nobody wants to give the blind guy a thumbs down.
Okay, but, Rob, you want to answer we got Mary and Nathan asking what happened to Darnell. You want to tell them?
Hold on, let me go down to see it first.
Well, let me put it this way. He broke parole.
He had been on parole for, was he on parole for the same thing, Bill?
Yeah.
He had been on parole for some violation with a minor.
Yep.
And he wound up, I don't know particulars, but it was in the papers in Texas, and somebody sent me pictures of the articles in Texas, and it had his picture in the newspaper article. While he was on parole or probation, supposedly he made contact with a minor, a 16 or 17-year-old, and basically had sexual relations with a minor, and he got caught. And since he had been caught before and put on probation, they revoked his probation and reinitialized his initial sentence, which was like 7 or 8 years. So yeah, he's in state prison for sex with somebody underage. And
yeah, damn, JD, we all love this channel, but you know.
And you know, you could just type in Darnell Williams, Texas, and the newspaper articles will come up on Google.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a shame, like I said, when Bill, was it you that filmed me in on that?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I couldn't believe it, because everybody asked. I go, no, I haven't seen him around. And then I came across it, and Pat did too. We're going, oh, okay.
And if you look at his channel, when Bill contacted me and you looked at his channel, the date of his arrest was the exact same date, like the day before was his last video published.
Yeah.
And then when you realized it had been like 5 months that he'd been sitting in county jail waiting trial, it was exactly 5 months that he put out his last video. So he put out his video like the day before this crap hit the fan. And then that answered the question, what happened to Darnell for the last 5 months? Well, he's been sitting in jail awaiting trial.
Yeah. Good night, Frankie. It's getting that time. It's almost 10. Ugh.
Plug says I forgot my chest mount today and I was pissed at myself. Diana, I've tried my chest mount with the cell phone as opposed to the GoPro camera, and that'll work. I have to take my case off of it because the case is too wide. Yeah, and here's what Diana says. Darnell likes children. That'll. Yeah, Nathan said that'll do it. Yes, it will.
No, I think talking about cameras, I think Otis has one. I've seen other people with them. They got these new ones that fit right over your ear. Wear them like a pair of glasses, except the strap goes around, and they take 4,000K pictures. Whatever you're looking at is what the camera sees. Hands free, except to turn it on and off.
Pat says he got 88 years. I didn't know that. I just knew. Yeah, I didn't know they threw the book at him. Yeah, Alice. I mean, Rob, did you call your dentist for Pat? Yes, I did, ma'am. I remembered to write the note down. Look. Call dentist. I put that right on the kitchen counter today. Pat has the dentist name and number, his dental plan that he has for discount program. And Pat's been invited, if he wants to go visit the dentist, he's been invited to drive over to this coast from his coast, spend the night with us, and then go see the dentist the next day. It's already in the works.
Oh. Where the guy who volunteers to search bodies of water for lost loved ones got in trouble for kitty crimes. Jeez. Ugh.
Nathan says, I lost my GoPro. I have no idea what happened to it. Nathan, we wouldn't have enough time in this stream to tell people everything I've lost.
That's true.
Metal AF, that's my rule too. If the tot lot has to be completely empty for me to go on it because it's their tot lot.
Yep.
And if while I'm there, a parent comes on the tot lot with a child, I'll work my way off the tot lot.
Yep.
Wow, I seen where a guy who volunteers to search bodies of water for lost loved ones got in trouble for kitty crimes. Now I'll tell you who's I'm pissed off is still on YouTube and still making money off of YouTube is metal detecting East Texas with Kevin. It pisses me off that he's still making videos and taking people's money.
Who's that?
The guy that got caught planting the seeded love trine.
Oh, yeah.
They did a video and they showed the exact same trine that with the love inscription on it.
Yeah.
He said he dug up, and then they showed it side by side with the same one on eBay. Then it sold like a week before that he found it, and they had the two pictures side by side. And he originally took all his videos down. He didn't cancel his channel. He just took all his video down. And then what he did was he started putting a few videos on, and he started getting views, and people were there, and like 95% of the people didn't know about it. So then what he did was he put his entire like 600-700 videos back up, but he blocked all comments.
Yeah.
Nobody on YouTube could say in any of his videos, hey, this guy plants stuff, because he blocked all the comments. So
That's
people are still watching his videos thinking he's finding real stuff.
It's called Archaeolog. Guy puts out shorts, metal detecting shorts. He's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. He gets millions of views, and it's all phony, every bit of it.
Is that one of those channels that Merrill pointed out?
Yep. It's
the guy that finds the big gold, Indian
Raja
or something.
That's an Archaeolog. It's all phony, and yet the guy has just people love him. People think he's great. It's like it's phony, but it's entertainment, and that's what people want.
Yeah, Adventures with a Purpose. Yeah, that channel is just fake as shit. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. The founder got caught for kitty crimes he committed years ago as a teenager. Wow. You just look like a creeper on a tot lot with a GoPro. Yeah, you can't argue that. I was doing a park that had
argue with that one.
I was doing a park that had a tot lot on it, and I was way back, and I was filming like an overview of the park. And there was like some kids like 50 yards down the park. They were like this on my camera. But I had a mother walk over to me and say, I'd like to know why you're finding my children. I go, well, I'm not filming your children. I'm doing an overview of the park, and I can't even see your children in my lens. And she seemed okay with that. But yeah, in this day and age, people will take notice of that stuff.
Yep. Oh, but if you want to read X Fine's description, he wrote Unreal Finds. Okay.
Yeah, but see, people aren't going to read that fine print. And like Park Rat Pat says, you know, if you want to watch a video for what people put their work into finding, see, technically all our videos fall under the entertainment purposes. There's got to be a category that it has. We're not a sport. We're not a, we're a leisure activity, but they don't have a category for that. They have a category for entertainment. That's what we're trying to do, folks. We're trying to entertain other people out there that have similar interests to us. So, like Pat says, he can still list himself under entertainment, just like, and I don't want to burst any bubbles here, but just like wrestling is entertainment, okay? Wrestling basically is not allowed to call themselves a sport anymore because it's staged, because the outcome is known. So basically, Pat says, he can still sit there and say he's entertaining people. It's just not. Good
night, Jim.
The outcome's known. Well, I don't want to watch a guy dig a hole of something he planted an hour before.
That's why it's called the WWE instead of WWF now. So.
That's right. Plugs says, "What? I'm trying to get the Olympics and the medal detector. That's hilarious, Plugs.
Hey, why not? They got ping pong in there. So.
And ribbon twirling, Bill.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being some world class athlete like a sprinter or hurdler or something, and you're talking in the cafeteria at the Olympics, and they're like, "Oh man, I'm so happy to have won a silver," and then the other person goes, "Well, I got a gold." Well, really, what'd you get your gold in? Twirling.
Really? Yeah.
Ribbon twirling.
Ribbon twirl. Yeah. What a crock.
Grandma Kelly says, "I can promise you none of my trash is planted."
Oh, well, people, I'm going to call it. It's getting late. I got to get up early. It's been fun. And
well, there you go. I always put education rather than entertainment. Nice. Very good, Dirk Cloud. I like that. Now, Darcy, I've told people that I don't make many promises on my channel, but I will guarantee you that every find that I've ever shown on my channel or that I've put in my display case, my sorry ass has dug it, okay? All right.
Good night, Deej.
Night, Deej. Good night, everyone. Alice,
Good night,
Mary.
Saxon, Rob. Thank you for being up here. Great night talking about the new machine out.
Rob, please tell my girlfriend the Derek story. Oh, we might have to do that. We might have to do that next Tuesday. Yeah, because that's planner number one right there. Why is Rob purple? Because I don't have my light on tonight, guys. I'm just going from that light behind me.
Good night, JD. Good night, Darcy. I'm Zach's son, Plugs, Danny, Marty, everyone, Pat. Good night. Love all you guys. And we'll
do
see
the
you next week.
Same bad time and same bad channel next week.
Yep. And don't forget Pat and Swifty Sunday morning. Rob right afterwards. And
me at 9 and Marlon at 11:30, and also Starry at 9.
Yeah.
So, all righty, good people.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Take care.